Hello, everyone. This is Dan, the Madden 20 Jaguars, and now the Madden 21 New Orleans Saints. Today, I want to introduce kind of a new concept of videos on this Better League network. Today, I kind of want to break down my Super Bowl victory against Ocho. Everyone saw it. Everyone knows what happened. It was the greatest Super Bowl to ever play in the history of the Better League. But I kind of want to show it from my perspective. I kind of want to show you what was going on through my head and also what I think was going on in Ocho's head. Because really, Madden, football, it's really a chess match at the highest level. And there's a lot going on. So, I just kind of want to show you. We're just going to go play by play, and I want to kind of show what my thought process was through each play. So we can get right into this. Obviously, final drive of the Super Bowl, down by three, coming out of the pause. A lot of nerves. There's a lot on the line. Everything's on the line on this drive. So typically on a drive like this, the first thing I will do is come out in a run. And so because it's hard, you know, if you're going to make a mistake on a drive like this, typically it will be on the first play. And there's no better way to set the tone and avoid making that cataclysmic error than to just run the football. Um, Unfortunately, he only gets 1 yard on the play, I believe. Yep. But that really the whole purpose of that is to just establish the drive and kind of come out with new plays. So here we are. Here's another big factor on this drive. DJ Chark has his X Factor activated. So his X Factor zone ability was double me. So anytime you have any single coverage, he is going to automatically catch it. So on this drive, I see he's got it activated. So I'm just throwing him on fly routes. He's just going on streak, streak, streak. Ocho, in my opinion, did a very good job defending it. What he did was he put a linebacker, I believe on this play it is Devin White, he put him on man coverage with DJ Chark. And the way Madden works, it will register Devin White is on Chark. And if a safety is also on Chark going deep, that will be quote unquote double covered. So there will be no double me activated. So I noticed when double me was activated, Ocho was manning up Chark. I thought that was a very good tactical decision. But as we go on, we'll go on to the next play. Um, Usually when Derek Carr's doing that stuff, it's usually protection wise. You don't want to mess up on this drive, letting go of a sack or something. And here I call a timeout. I just didn't really like what I had in front of me. Didn't want to rush anything. So, decided with everything on the line, call a timeout, reset on this. So here I come out in a gun bunch. Now, I believe I run a gun bunch verticals. So Odell is going to be on that gun bunch vertical wheel route. Chark is going to be on a streak. And the main purpose of this was to try and isolate DJ Chark on a one-on-one situation with double me. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. You'll kind of see what happens. I actually was criticized on this play. We can kind of see. I also One thing I also did with which kind of could be a tactical error was I motioned Devontae Davidson, the running back, to the right side of the line. That already, without flipping the play, doing that motion of the running back already establishes that this is a pass and not a run. So already Ocho knows, okay, he's passing. There's absolutely 0% chance he's going to run it if he motioned that running back. The purpose of motioning Davidson, though, was to get help on that right side of the line. I believe on the broadcast, looking back at it, Cody knew it right away. He had a great analysis. He said he's getting help on that right side, and it's exactly what I was doing. So as we go into the play, just doing some more protection and all that. I think I was trying to like double team JJ Watt or the right guy, just making sure everything was good before we snap it. Finally snap it. So here we are. I low point it to Antonio Callaway. Well, he is wide open. Now, I was criticized by Ocho and Cody and Connor on the broadcast, and rightfully so. I mean, look at him; he's wide open. He'd probably get 6, 7 yards if I did not low point it. But the reason I did is because I didn't really take into factor where his user Devin White was. Now, the worst thing you can do is throw it right to the user in Madden. Everyone knows it. It happens to the best of us. Um, when Because I did not know where Devin White was exactly, I was a little afraid. Even though I saw Antonio Callaway wide open at the time, I did not know at the corner of my eye could he is Ocho going to break on this route, pick it off, end the game. I was just scared that his user was going to pick it up. So there, I just low point it. Obviously, it was a mistake, but it's a 3rd and 1 situation, and you never know what can happen on a 3rd and 1. But it all gets resolved quickly because I go out and Trey Y flex. My sole purpose is just run the football very quickly, get that first down, move the chains, and exactly what Devontae Davidson does. Trey Y flex inside zone, one of the best running plays in Madden for many years, and it obviously worked out. So Ocho in that nickel normal, he was in that a lot. He was in 3-4 odd a lot on this final drive. Um, okay, so here we are on this play, and I come out in the formation gun, eagle, trips. Now, anyone that knows me, watches me, played against me, knows this is a formation I love to use. And what I love about this formation is that it puts your number one receiver, in this case Odell Beckham, in the slot position. Um, and when he's in the slot like this, the one thing I love to do is put him on a seam route directly up the field. So you're going to see Odell just go right up the field. I think it is a great burner. Excuse me. I think it is a great burner against cover two. Can split the safeties right down the middle. Has been that way since Madden 18, Madden 19, Madden 20, whatever game. It's just a great concept. So Ocho, Ocho defended this in an interesting way. He basically, for the entire game, he pulled his user and just shot up the field with Odell. He said, I don't really care about anything else. I'm just not going to allow a touchdown. I am going to take my user, run with Odell, make sure he doesn't throw it on that. He can have anything underneath. And that is something I picked up on. And that is the reason why I ran this play, because I wanted to pick up some yards and get a nice underneath. So I motion Callaway over, that's just doing like different things. He goes on a drag here, I believe. Um, so I snap it, and it looks like Odell has a beautiful break, and it could have been a touchdown. We can go back to it. Odell looks like he's gone. At first, my first instinct was Ocho had a cover two with a deep third at a linebacker, but that was actually not the case. It was a mid read. And I'm not so sure. I still debate to this day whether or not it would have been a touchdown, because sometimes those windows are very tight. Sometimes the safeties uh, make great plays. Sometimes the user can catch all the way up to Odell on that. So I'm actually unsure about what the outcome would have been. Connor and Cody were convinced it was a touchdown. I'm not so sure. Maybe in the first quarter, second quarter, I would have taken that shot. But overtime of the Super Bowl, where a turnover would end my season, end my 18-0 season after losing 2 Super Bowls in a row, that would have been very heartbreaking. I was just focused on not turning the ball over. So here I have 2 underneath routes. I have a dig and a drag. I believe I have 2 drags and a dig. and I hit one of the drags. I think DJ Chark on the left side was going to be pretty wide open, but I did not throw it to him. I threw it to the drag of Antonio Callaway instead, and it literally does not work out. The corner makes a break on the ball and knocks it out. Incomplete pass. So all that for nothing. So coming into this next play, I go into gun open flex. Now, in my opinion, this is a great running formation. I like doing the play, it's called like a halfback dive. It's actually more of a draw concept, but it's great. It's got great blocking at the tight end blocking inside, great blocking scheme. Um, but here I'm going to pass. And I essentially do the same thing I did on the play before, just a different play out of a different formation. I have a seam route with two underneath crossing patterns. The seam route on this play is number 84, Scotty Miller. He's that 5'8" or something white guy at the 40-yard line. Pay attention to him. So I am always looking for the seam first, and if I got something underneath, I will hit those underneath routes. You will see right away what was going through my mind. I'm going through my protections. I'm just making sure this guy's doubled and all that. I quiet the crowd for no reason, and you'll see me snap the football very soon. Here it is. Okay, right at the snap. Right at the snap, you see the safety goes into match coverage with Scotty Miller. Technically, it was a cover 6, but on that half of the field, that left side of the field, it is a cover 4 concept. So in cover 4, the safeties will sometimes match up with the receiver. It essentially turns into a man coverage play. And you can see that safety at the 40-yard line going man on man with Scotty Miller. And the first thing in my mind just triggered, oh my Lord, I'm going to pass lead left outside, and this is a game-winning touchdown to Scotty Miller. You'll see how this turns out. So I launch it. I say, oh, this is going to be a beautiful game-winning touchdown. And as you see, I instantly regret it. He is absolutely mobbed by 3 defensive backs, even 4 if you count the other guy at the 10-yard line. It is triple coverage, quadruple coverage, whatever you want to call it. There is no way Scotty Miller is catching this football now. So now Scotty is essentially a defensive player. He is no longer playing offense. His primary objective is to just go for an aggressive catch, quote unquote, but he is going to knock the ball down by pressing Y, which will force the DBs to not catch the ball. So really, we're playing defense on offense right now because there is no way in hell Scotty Miller is catching this football. He's very short. He's the smallest guy in this pile of people. So really, it's just pray that there's not going to be an interception. You can see Scotty does a great job of getting his hands on the football and making sure nobody catches it. Nobody in red catches that football and ends our season. So coming on this 3rd and 10, I believe all of my guys were just dead gassed. I looked at my formation personnel and everything like that, and I had my like 6th string, 7th string wide receivers on the field, and I said, we're in overtime in the Super Bowl. Everything's on the line. I don't want these guys on the field. I want my best guys. I want Odell, Chark, Callaway, Njoku, all of my best guys I want on the field with in this situation. So I call a timeout so my guys can get rested, and it works out. As you can see, I called my last timeout. I will go into that, why that changes the strategy going forward in overtime. It's kind of a sad thing that I had to let go of all my timeouts, but I think I had to call them at critical points in this overtime period, just to get myself set and ready, because if you're not ready, you will make a mistake. So here we go, going on this 3rd and 10. I come out in gun wide tight offset. Now, this is one of the best formations in Madden. It's been one of the best formations all the way since Madden 17. So it's been 4 cycles that this has been a dominant formation passing wise in Madden. Um, what you'll have is a play called Y out halfback swing. That is the primary play that everyone uses. It's a big play in MUT, honestly. Um, what you'll have is a deep post route from Jakeem Grant, who is the B receiver on the right side, and the money route, the primary receiver, is always that DJ Chark corner route. You can see DJ Chark, um, the second receiver from the outside on the left. He is going to be running a corner route. Now, I did this already a couple times earlier in the game, and Ocho did a very good job on picking up on this. He saw, okay, when I'm in this tight formation, I am going to run a corner route. And that is going to be where I'm going to stare down because that is one of the best routes in the game. Um, so Ocho knows this, and in turn, I know that Ocho knows this. So I am expecting Ocho's user, Devin White, to sell out to DJ Chark on the left side of the field. Once DJ breaks on that corner route, I know Ocho is just going to put all of his resources on the field to stop that corner because maybe I would blindly throw that corner because I just have so much faith in it. Who knows? But I decide the middle of the field is going to be wide open because he's just going to take that user and go to the corner. So normally I put Odell Beckham on a drag route in the setup. But this time around, he goes in a slant route because I am very desperate for yards. I need to pick up those 10 yards. So as we go to this play, you will see Devin White commit so hard to the left side, and Odell is wide open on the slant. Watch this. He commits, and boom, wide open slant. So Odell picks up exactly 10 yards, and we get on a 4th and inches play. Now, 4th and inches, the meta in Madden 20 is to run the football. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. I come out in I form close, which in my opinion, was my favorite running play in the game, especially with Nick Chubb, because Nick Chubb was a power back. He could stiff arm, he could truck, whether it was a stretch, a dive, a toss, it didn't really matter. Chubb was going to get some yards. However, this time around, I have Devontae Davidson. Now, Davidson is more of an elusive back. He doesn't have the same skill set, but it's still the same running concept. It should still work. Now, I kind of see everyone is bunched in, so I believe I called a dive right away, and I see the defense just crunched in. So I say, you know what? I'm going to go with the Madden 20 meta, which is halfback stretch. So I run a right side stretch, and Ocho does a good job with his user, tries to blow up the play. But Devontae Davidson has the most heart in the world, the most heart you will ever see from a drafted football player in the history of Madden franchise. And he jukes out 2 people, not one, but 2, on a 4th and inches with everything on the line. Devontae Davidson makes a beautiful play, and you can see he converts a first down. Now, going forward, we have um, Devontae converts a beautiful first down, jukes without any abilities, and we go on an inside zone now. We get a few yards. So now we get a lot of confidence heading forward that heading into field goal range, all I need is a few more yards. Obviously, if I have to kick a field goal, there's going to be an ice and I have to make a tough decision. But really, now it's all about getting a few yards. On this play, I come out in gun bunch strong. So the strong side, the halfback is on the strong side, which is the bunch side of the field. Um, On this formation, one of my favorite plays to run, I think it's called Z Spot. Um, you have DJ Chark running his corner route from the slot, and you have Odell Beckham running what is called an S post. Odell is running kind of a delayed post route. So it is actually a very powerful route to run in the middle of the field if there's no user covering it, if the zones don't cover it well. Um, it's a very hard thing to stop, in my opinion, as well as that DJ Chark corner route. Corner routes a very, very effective thing in Madden, as always, as well. So here I have an S post on the left side of the field. I have a corner route going on the right side, and I have uh, Antonio Callaway, the receiver on the far outside, is going to run a drag route, and that is essentially my check down. And I believe I just hit my check down. It is going to be Antonio Callaway on the drag. Here we go. Antonio Callaway, Ocho's secure tackle or cornerback does a good job of just wrapping them up. So we got 3rd and 3. Now we're at the edge of field goal range. Here, this would be a 57-yard field goal. Now, on a normal situation, 57 yards, I got Josh Lambo. He's got a boot of a leg. He's a great kick power. 57 yards should be no problem. However, we are in overtime. I am down by 3. So any kind of field goal, I'm going to be met with an iced kick. So I'm thinking, I got to get this first down because I'm not kicking a 57-yard ice. And you'll see kind of what happens after this. I come out in the same kind of uh, play formation as that Gun Eagle trips before with Odell in the slot. Although this is kind of a different formation, but is essentially the same thing. Odell Beckham in the slot, my best receiver, is going to be running a seam pattern. And I try and do kind of that same kind of play concept where I just want to get some space up the middle and throw an underneath pattern. At the very last second, I put DJ Chark, who's standing on the 40-yard marker. I put him on a zig route. Now, why would DJ Chark be put on a zig route? Well, Chark's 2 superstar abilities in Madden 20 for my team were post flag elite and double move elite. And that's very important because double move elite also factors in with zig routes. So when you put him on a zig, double move triggers in. So I said, you know what? DJ is going to run a perfect zig route. He's going to catch anything I throw to him on this zig route. Let me throw it to DJ Chark. So you'll kind of see. I was really looking for Odell to start the play, but it didn't really work out. You can see he was completely bagged. Ocho actually puts a man coverage on Odell, which is a good decision. You can see I low pointed to DJ Chark. I was very nervous that that corner was going to make a beautiful break on the ball and pick it off and end the game. So I was just freaking out, like I just gotta get this ball off and catch it and just avoid an interception. And it looks like he gains a couple of yards, gains at least 1 yard. It even says he gains 1 yard here, but it goes from a 3rd and 3 to a 4th and 3. Now, as I said, 4th and 3 from the 39-yard line. This will line up to be a 56-yard field goal. In a normal situation, as I said, I would have kicked this, no doubt. But in an iced situation, I don't feel comfortable with this personally. So my idea was I'm just going to line up as a field goal, take a little mental breather, and think about what I'm going to call next, and expect Ocho to call a timeout. Now, I said, okay, well, maybe Ocho's button would break. Maybe he'll just forget to call the ice, and I can just bomb this field goal and just put this into sudden death. But obviously, you see Ocho call the timeout right away. Now, going forward, I am very sorry to my sim lords out there, but I believe I called the exact same play. It took me a few seconds. I end up panicking. I didn't know what to call, so I actually ran up with the same exact play on this critical 4th and 3. Now, the only thing I did differently was I put Antonio Callaway on that right side of the field. I put him on a little motion. I don't know why. Maybe I just felt like he would run a little in route better from that position as far as being way wide out on the sideline. Um, but it is the same exact thing. Essentially, I'm running a high-low read with Odell going on that seam pattern, and I got DJ Chark on that zig as kind of my lifeboat. Now, you will see what happens. I am very, very fortunate. So at the snap, you can see nobody's really open. I'm going to have to do something crazy, maybe even run with Derek Carr, because this is do or die. Season would be over if I do not convert this. I kind of don't see anything for a second, and then out of nowhere, DJ Chark is wide open, and I am very lucky to see him. I honestly don't even know how I saw him at the time. I guess when you got survival instincts, everything on the line, you just are just so hyper focused. You can see everything that's open. It's just really amazing what the human mind can do with a fight or flight instinct in, you know, when we do this. But aside from that, I think Ocho got really, really hosed on this play. Now, why do I think he got hosed? Check out this linebacker on the left side of the field, right lining right above Odell Beckham. He's the outside linebacker. He is supposed to be on a cloud flat. Ocho is running a cover 3 cloud flat play, which he kind of ran for a lot of the game. He did a good job of kind of base aligning. He's showing his base align right here, which does not show cover 3, but it ends up becoming a cover 3 defense. So this guy on that hash mark in front of Odell Beckham is supposed to be on a cloud flat. But watch what happens when DJ Chark runs his route. Right there. He hesitates. He hesitates and cuts inside instead of doing his assignment, going outside and covering Chark. He should be all over DJ Chark on this play. For some reason, maybe it has to do with the double move elite, where he just triggered the defensive player to just go stupid on that zone, because this is just inexcusable, Madden. There is no reason why he should not be playing his assignment on this 4th down. Is this a little bit of in-game scripting? Question mark. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Who knows? But you can see he just completely goes dumb, does not do what he's supposed to, and allows a critical 1st down. And really, that's the game, because now I'm in a more comfortable field goal position, and I have much more room to do things I like more, like this inside zone. I thought that could have been a touchdown for a second. Could have been 6 points easily to win the game if I got a couple more blockers down there. But Davante does a good job to get 11, 12 yards. Now I'm just thinking I'm just going to pound the football, just run until I can't anymore. I believe I just call an inside zone here with Davante Davidson, and yeah, it just gets blown up there. The Tampa Bay defense just does a good job of just destroying everything. Um, so now we got a 2nd and 13. So in the red zone, everyone knows it's called the dead zone. It's just really, really hard to get inside that 5-yard line. It's very difficult to do that in Madden. And this is my favorite pass play of the entire game. This is what sets up my winning sequence. I come out in gun cluster. Now, you can see it's kind of a bunch concept on the left side. Any good Madden player understands that when they see a bunch on the wide side of the field, in this case, the wide side is the left side. So Ocho sees left side of the field, bunch, somebody is going to be running a corner route, whether it is DJ Chark in the slot or Odell Beckham on that wide side of the bunch. Somebody's going to run a corner route. That is the logical thing to think as a good defensive player. However, gun cluster is a such an effective formation because not only can you run a corner route from that wide side, but you can come out as a backside post coming from that wide side. In this case, it is going to be Odell Beckham running that short post route. And you'll kind of see what happens. So Ocho is thinking corner, but is going to be a post route. Here, I motion David Njoku. There it is. He goes to the right side of the field. So now it's kind of like a gun tight. It actually completely does not look like any bunch anymore, but it's still a gun cluster play. So what I do here is I put Chark on a hitch on the left side, Njoku on a hitch on the right side, and Antonio Callaway, once again, the check down is going to go on a drag route. So we have Odell running that post, obviously, and you got to see how these hitches do all the work. Chark runs a hitch, Njoku runs a hitch. Immediately, Ocho is thinking corner route, so he's kind of his first step goes to the sidelines. So now you have Chark on a hitch route and Njoku on a hitch route. That hitch route of DJ Chark pulls the user down, and more critically, you can see David Njoku standing at the 16, 17-yard line on the right side is pulling that yellow zone down, which leads a wide open pocket for Odell Beckham to go on this post. And you will see how wide open Odell gets. Right there, boom, low point pass, possession catch, 3-yard line. At this point, I'm feeling very, very good about what I have in front of me. I just feel like a couple more plays, just run the football. Now, I'll be honest. I had absolutely no clue of what was going on in the broadcast booth and what was going on in the chat. Apparently, everyone was saying the game was going to be over because I was losing going into the second overtime period. There was a lot of confusion about that. I can assure you, I'm going to be completely honest, I had no concern that we were going to lose the game at this point because uh, if anyone knows the playoff overtime rules, the game clock is irrelevant. The game clock does not mean anything. It is just there for show, essentially. The fact that Ocho has a 3-point lead and I have my second drive, my first drive opportunity, it does not mean the game will be over. That is a misconception that was obviously debunked watching this game. So here I come out of my favorite formation, which was gun or I form close. That was the formation I ran for stretch play, and you'll see I will come back to this after as well. So here I decide I am going to run a toss with Devontae Davidson, and you will see that it was an instant mistake because I just see people bunched up and I say, okay, let me run a toss. I'm going to do a spin move for some reason. And it was a total mistake because I lost 3 yards. I don't know why I keep doing that toss because it never works, but I guess I have to mix up my play calls. So I guess that's a reason to. But here, there was a lot of confusion in the booth. Everyone thought the game was over. Connor was congratulating Ocho for winning a magnificent Super Bowl at this point. Obviously, I had no concerns. I was getting ready for the next play. And the next play, I go out in a single back Y-off trio. This is my favorite running play to start off any game. But here we are in to start off the second overtime. It is a power O to Devontae Davidson. Just take that lead block from that left guard pulling. Does a good job of getting to the 2-yard line. So This, at this point, going into my room where I am playing. So I am so locked in. It is double overtime. I think, okay, one more play and I can win this game. My brother Mike actually just walks into the room nonchalantly. I thought, I just start yelling at him at this point. Literally at this point, I say, Mike, get the hell out of here. It's double overtime in the Super Bowl. What are you doing? I'm so locked in. You're interfering with me. Um, but then I hesitate and I say, Mike, get back in here. I'm going to win this game on this play, and you're going to be at my TV to witness this. So Mike actually comes by my side, and I go, I form close, halfback ISO, which is the play I wanted to call all along. And now with this bunch. I was a little unsure about it, but I said, you know what? Devontae's got a lot of heart. He's just going to power through. He's going to get behind my fullback, Andrew Lennon, who is going to lead this block and win a Super Bowl. So you will see Devontae Davidson take it to the right side. Andrew Lennon throws a great block, and he wins the Super Bowl on that play. It was so beautiful. The air horns go nuts. Coach Michael Collins fist pumps. Everyone's going crazy. You can see the confetti. Coach Brad Johnson looks disappointed. That's his second Super Bowl overtime loss in his life. Jaguars, two-time champions. Everyone's going nuts. It was honestly just such a euphoric experience from my perspective, from losing two Super Bowls in a row and then winning this incredible double overtime Super Bowl, a landmark Super Bowl, absolutely for sure. Um, and what I did is I just went to my bed and put my face down and started screaming, hell yeah, hell yeah. I was probably hyperventilating for a few moments. I remember FaceTiming Austin, just getting fired up. And then I made sure I was not breathing heavily for the post game interview. That was my number one concern. Then want another AFC championship moment. Um, but at this point, won the Super Bowl, and it was such a fantastic thing. But Um, everyone really puts a lot of time in these leagues, and it's such a great thing to finally come out on top and win a Super Bowl. You can do many things in Madden. You can win 25 weekend league games. You can win a few bucks in some other way. But I think the most fulfilling thing you can do in Madden video games is to win a 32-man connected franchise Super Bowl because you get to build your team, you fall in love with your team, and you are able to win with your guys on your terms. And it really is just an awesome experience. I couldn't have been happier than with my virtual guys. These guys compete so hard. This was a 19-0 season. Really, this was, in my opinion, my favorite CFM moment of my life. I can't see how anything can possibly top this as we head into Madden 21 because this was just such a great moment. And very happy I could relive it with you guys. I know you guys are always looking for some more content. This is a little bit different. If you guys want to see more of this in the future, I can break down some of my games or some of other user versus user games. Can definitely break down whatever. I really like this idea. I hope you guys do too. Um, if you guys have any feedback, just let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful day and peace out.